Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Pence and the Department of Justice and their charging decision and what it means and how it's different because questions have come in. A lot of this we have gone over before on the channel, but it's been a while and there are newer people to the channel. It also factors into some other things and it will showcase some things. It may have impacts beyond what people are initially kind of looking at. So if you don't know, Vice President Pence, the Department of Justice, the National Security Division was like, yeah, we're not charging you over these documents. So how is it different from Trump? That's the question. The key element when you are talking about these types of crimes is intent, willful retention. Okay? What happened with the Pence situation in those documents? Team Pence found some documents. Team Pence called the feds and were like, hey, come get these now. Then they did all kinds of interviews with aides, answered all of their questions. They invited the feds in to come do, say, like a 5 or 6 hour search in which the feds actually found another document. But it's really hard to say somebody is willfully retaining something if you're like, hey, come get it. In fact, why don't you come and look around and make sure there's nothing else there? Generally speaking, I am a strong supporter of the idea that it is always shut up Friday. This is like the one situation where that doesn't apply. If you don't have any intent, that's all they're looking for. They want their stuff back. So for Pence, fully cooperated, very voluntary, did everything he could to get the documents back to where they're supposed to be. Didn't try to keep them, didn't try to obstruct any attempt to look for them further, stuff like that. Okay, so Pence is going to be announcing his run for presidency. My guess is that he will probably use this as an example and say, look, this is how we're different. I returned the papers. I don't know how that's going to go over, but I would imagine he's going to try to use it and show a little bit of contrast between him and Trump. The other thing that is that's going to come of this is it's going to show that the standards are there. Okay? Anything that Trump did to offend some shadowy organization that, makes these decisions and causes witch hunts or whatever, Pence would have done too. Right? I mean, they were buddy-buddy up until, Pence didn't have the courage. So it shows that it's not a political thing. And I think that may actually go, it may go some distance with moderates who might have thought, well, maybe that is what's going on. Anything that would have offended anybody with that much power to go after Trump, Pence was in on. So that's not what this is. This is, they had documents they weren't supposed to have. One person returned them, did everything that they were supposed to, by the book. The other person allegedly did not. That is going to result in different outcomes, especially when you're talking about a crime that heavily relies on what the person was trying to do. So that's where we're at. I would imagine that Trump is going to go poor, pitiful me over this and try to just cast Pence as a liberal or a rhino or whatever. because he's going to feel like he's being singled out. And it seems unlikely that Trump is going to engage in any introspection that might lead to him believing that it was his own behavior that led to the different outcome. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.